Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my trading journal. This is our update 7. We're actually doing. I'm recording tonight. It's Saturday night. Shit, Sunday night. I just came from work, so I thought it's Saturday. But yeah, this is Sunday night. Is already 10:34 p.m. and we're just gonna do a quick market analysis and see what's happening this week. If you had a chance to look at the videos that I've just posted on Friday, we've looked at the weekend. We kind of briefly touched down on our lessons for the week, and that was, of course, the trend. Very important, very important lesson for me. The trend is your friend, and I'm going to go forward and apply that. The other thing I learned was that working and trading is a fine balance because last week we had really good opportunities and I wasn't able to trade because I didn't have the time to actually check the market and see where we were. So it's really important to do your best and give it a time. The sooner you do that, the faster your life is going to change, and that's what I'm obviously thinking, and that's what I'm doing. For me, unfortunately, today I had a very long day, and it's Sunday. We had work, of course. And Monday to Friday we have construction work, and in the weekends we organize events. So it's been pretty long. But anyway, I'm here. I'm still doing this. I'm not gonna give up. And yeah, the last lesson from last week was that playing with a fake account, whilst it's got its like the positives, let's say, it has a lot of negatives. You're not really experiencing the emotions of the trade, right? So I kind of decided to drop the demo trading completely and just go with my account, my small account, and treat it as it was a very big account. So for example, the $5 million account. When I enter with the trade, I normally sell 500, and basically I was able to convert quite a few trades like that. And the worst that account has gone down was $350,000. So my thinking is, if I use my small account and enter like I'm entering with a big account, of course I'm in the same risk. Now the big account, the $5 million account, I'm probably risking 2%. So risking 2% is nothing, but it has a big payout on that big account. So in a month and a half, I actually managed to take that $5 million account to $6 million. So it's pretty amazing. And I mean, I'll just quickly share the screen with you, see if this will allow to focus. Let me put it off, the tracking. So all of these trades, every single one is blue. Now what has happened, remember, I entered to market. There's only one gap here, and that gap was $50,000, let's say, I think it was interest lost over the holding it for so long. I've held it almost 2.5 weeks, and it's gone from, I think it was $170,000 plus. It went down to minus 350, but because the market was ranging, I knew I was going to get back to the right place to give me a profit. So I exited that last one. I exited AUDCHF. Where are we? AUDCHF. Actually, it doesn't show. Maybe that was disqualified because it's saying 0, like nothing. But I believe I exited in profit. AUDCHF. Oh no, I exited 0. Okay, so I basically exited when I went to break even, which is cool. Anyway, so the cool thing about trading fake is that you have no emotions, but that's cool but not good for you. That's what when I say the things I say, the way I say them to you, is I'm referring to myself. This is my journal, so this video is intended for me later when I'm very professional and I'm really successful at trading. I'm going to look at this and say, okay, look what I used to say. Okay, so now, of course, this is also beneficial for you personally, the watcher. If you are taking trading from scratch, just like I have, I have started trading. If you're new and you haven't looked at the other videos, I've started trading in February, and I've learned quite a few things throughout. But you know, it's a lot to learn. It's a lot to learn for sure, and I've decided to carry on with the learning and record it, just to kind of help the new guy, because the new guy, which was me in February, I look online and what you see the Bugattis, you see the SVJs, you see the luxury life, but there's nobody. I found nobody to actually show you guys the grind, show me the grind, show me the process, what what he's been through. Everybody's saying, oh, the first 2 years I work my shit off, and I work at, I don't know, some shitty place, and I come home and I trade, I lock myself up, I upset everybody. You know, yes, that makes sense, but of course there was no proof for that, so they could just either tell the truth about hard for us to believe, or you know, there's no proof really to see. Now what's happening here now with this account, at least there's proof. You can see, okay, so I started trading with zero knowledge. It took a year to be profitable. It took 2 years to be very profitable, and then it took 5 years to be super wealthy. At least everybody can go back to those videos and see, okay, so if I decide to start trading now, what is the reality of the time frame? Not what some obviously guy on the internet, some guru that's, I don't know, maybe has sponsorships, maybe he's selling a course, maybe whatever he's doing. You know, it's just much easier to actually believe in something if you're seeing legit learning. Now when I'm doing my analysis and all that stuff, all of it for now, I mean, is to my knowledge, to my knowledge of the market currently. I mean, you look in 10 months down the track, I might look at it and say, shit, that was so dodgy. I can't believe I used to call that this and this that. I don't know the terminologies, you know, I don't know the terms, and I'm, you know, English is my second language. Probably have, I mean, not probably, I definitely have an accent, and it was just not me. And trying to, you know, relate everything the right way is definitely a challenge. It's not easy. But yeah, that's the whole purpose of this this channel. That's the whole purpose of the channel, and you know, hopefully we're gonna find it useful, myself and yourself, down the line. Now, what we have left to do tonight, just go through these weeks that just closed listings, and see which one still has got the potential, because I know there are a few that hasn't quite made it to that entry signal, and we're gonna drop anything that's not what it needs to be, and we're just gonna go through and just select minimum 5 that has the potential. Now if we only have 3 that has potential, then it's only 3. But yeah, the more confluences we have, the better. Now getting myself used with the confluences is the tricky part. Understand what is a confluence, as in what I'm seeing as a confluence, or what it is a confluence, is 2 different things. So I really need to pay attention and, you know, pick the right ones, and hopefully we can you know, get it right. And just back a little bit to our paper trading, I've decided to drop it because of what I was just saying before. It does not train my emotions. Now trading on paper is fun, but not training my emotions while I'm getting the edge, it's not ideal, because when I have the edge, then I haven't got the training of my emotions. So I have decided to drop the paper trading and only focus on actual trading. Like I said, just use my small account and trade with it as it was a big account. Yes, the amount will be stupid, it'll be silly, like $5, $3, $10, whatever. But at the end of the day, a trade is a trade. We can trade with $1 and learn from it. We can trade with $1 million and learn from it. So we will play with it and then learn from it, see what's what. But yeah, first on our list is still AUD CAD, and I've just put this what is this, the long position here. I absolutely believe that this is gonna have a push tomorrow morning. Now I have my stop loss just here where 4 hourly high low is, because if it goes below that, then this whole trend is completely wrong. I can see consolidation here. I can see we just left way below weekly high. Weekly is still bearish. However, if you look at my beautiful indicator, we can see everything absolutely blue, which kind of tells me that, hey, this has not finished the push. We are at the EMA. So I guess first thing, we are rejecting the EMA. I like that. 2, we are engulfing. 3, we are at a consolidation. 4, daily and 4 hourly lines up, as in the trend of daily and 4 hour lines up. Now for me personally, looking at it, I hate the fact that that weekly is bearish. However, weekly is bearish in a pullback. So just remember from last week, I said I do not trade. But since we now trading with such a small amount of money, it's fine. I don't care. If I lose $5, I lose $5. But yeah, those will be our 4 confluences for now. These are based on just a 4 hourly. If I'm going to daily, we can see daily has got the same color with the 4 hourly, which is for me another good confluence. So both daily and 4 hourly is traveling in the same direction momentarily. And we are at this area of interest. And every time we hit this area of interest from below, we can see how it didn't hold. It just went up through, back all the way down and back through. It's only one time that it has stopped at it, but that is when we came even more lower from that. So that will be 5 confluences. We are again rejecting the EMA on daily, which I couldn't ask for better. Also on daily, we have this ginormous engulfing, which is not the best. You know, it's just a little bit too big. We can see definitely this rejection. I'll just move this stupid arrow. We can see rejection of that EMA. And I believe we have got another push. We have a small push to take us up here, and then it's going to go down. Now, quickly, just going to weekly. Now, weekly is pretty cool because what weekly has, the weekly will be the 6th confluence, and we have another blue candle. So that means even weekly is currently going in the same direction at 4 hourly and daily. And then you're looking at our indicator. Now we can see everything apart from the 1 hourly is actually blue color. So it's only one time frame that's against everything else, and it's a 1 hour, which doesn't really matter. It's possible that 1 hour has just changed and is going it went down a bit, and that's exactly what that is. That basically closed very tiny because of course we're consolidating, and it went red, but everything else is blue. So as far as I'm concerned, I believe this is going to go up. Now, there's one problem. Right now it's Sunday night, the market is closed. So there's no way for me to take this trade. And what's going to happen tomorrow morning, I can almost guarantee you that we're going to see a ginormous freaking candle either down to wick us out, to actually reject the EMA. Let me go to 4 hourly, to go all the way down here and then come back up, because this blue one, what actually I see when I look at it, I see expansion, like aggressive expansion. So my understanding is what expansion means is the part of the candle that has had the push, and when the market has come back to retest, has not closed that candle fully. So this part here, it would be expansion. This part here is expansion, and what the market doesn't like to do is have expansions like this, create a void. Not all the time, but I've seen wanting to do that. So this is possible that tomorrow morning it's going to come all the way down here, make this expansion equalize with just a wick. Like, you know, you can see at this wick here, we had the expansion, came all the way down, came to here, and then this wick here came close by, so close that gap to a minimum. So that expansion is just normal candle. And same with this one here, you see all of this ginormous one all the way, and then this came back all the way up to pretty much engulf this length. If you look at that, it's probably the same length from there to this blue one. So kind of the same thing is going to happen here, but I can't trade trade it. So tomorrow morning, depending on what the market does, we're going to keep an eye on this and place a trade and take a trade. You know, if we're still looking for the entry signal. Now at a 4 hourly, this looks absolutely beautiful because we're rejecting the EMA. We're rejecting the EMA and it is engulfing. But the one thing that has not happened, we haven't retested this break of structure. So the 4 hourly break of structure has just gone up above. What normally happens, what normally tends to happen is this come back down to retest this area of interest, or just come back to retest this previous structure that has been just broken, which is this engulfing now. Now, regardless of all of that, because of the fact that I'm, recognizing here, I honestly think it's gonna go up. And if I was to watch this on Saturday morning and look at it, I could have potentially put a buy in, like a long position, but then it's too much risk and it's pointless. If this trade does go without us tomorrow, it goes without us, and that's what it is. Because what it can also do is have a ginormous push to the up and then come back down and stay on this area of interest and consolidate a little bit more, and then it's gone. But anyway, we'll keep this in here and see what's happening. Next one on my list was GBP CAD. I still had this active here. It hasn't really done much since we checked it on Friday. It kind of had a bit of a pullback here and continuation, but the thing is, daily and weekly, or daily and 4 hourly doesn't line up from a trend point of view. Right now, everything at a lower time frame and higher time frame, all of the candles have the same color, which is quite amazing. We have just broken above daily, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've broken above daily. Daily is already bullish actually. We just need weekly to change to bullish. So daily, just paying attention to daily. Daily is definitely trending bullish. Daily is trending bullish. It has high highs, high lows, pullbacks, high highs, high lows, again pullback, then high, 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 low. Now rejecting this area of interest. So it is possible that this peak right here, that's the highest we've been. So it is possible that we're going to see a decent reaction at about that level, but it is kind of risky level to just go in for the trade. Now, the only way I would actually trade if this does come down, just like we spoke on Friday. So I would say this needs to come down deeper to retest this area of interest for the trade. So I'm happy to keep this here again and just monitor it and see what it does. Next on our list, NZD USD. Just quickly, let me have a look back at GBP CAD, just looking at the confluences on daily. Yeah, daily is definitely it looks like it's trending bullish. It has been trending from down here. So yeah, I would definitely expect for this to come down and have another deeper retrace. Yeah, that's that. All right, so NZD USD. Sorry for that, just before. So NZD USD is looking pretty good. Weekly and daily, they both aligned, which is amazing. We also at the EMA and the area of interest. So I really like this. What this tells me is that we are at a place where we will see a bearish push, a bearish leg. We're gonna go down basically, just like I've marked it here last week on Friday. Nothing has really changed since Friday. It has just consolidated a little bit further. In fact, has broken below and retested, recreated like almost like let's call it a double top, which is quite cool to see at the area of interest. Now, the price is at a premium, so having a push to the downside really makes sense. If I was to use this little tool, which is fixed range volume, and look at the previous day, which will be from here to here roughly, we would see most of the trades that were put, they were just down here, which kind of raises the question for me. Are we going to see, let me just move this a little bit, see if I can go here. What's changing? It's still the same. It's just got a little bit higher, because what I know that this volume thing it does, it shows the highest volume of trades that have been placed, and that's sitting about there. So what would normally happen, according to the guy that explained that, we will see a rejection of that area. So what he's saying is that this could potentially come down to this black line and then reject and carry on. So this will almost like indicate a reversal. But look, I'm getting stuck in too many terms. I'm gonna leave that alone. I was really hoping that it's gonna actually be a little bit more higher and see the reaction down from it, but it isn't, so we'll just forget about it. I can delete this trend line because it does not matter, and I can also delete this because it doesn't matter, and we can focus on what does matter. We are weekly bearish, daily bearish, and we are at the top of 4 hourly bullish, which means 4 hourly is going to have a pullback. We're rejecting the EMA on a 4 hourly and we're going down. So my expectation would be that we're going to be roughly about where daily is, which is a 38 pip, and because we're trading with such a small amount, I'm going to trade 1-to-1. All right, so when we enter tomorrow or Tuesday, we're going to focus on 1-to-1. I'm going to have a stop loss and a take profit, and we'll just, once the trade has happened, I'm not going to watch it. The not watching part is not because I choose to, it's because I will obviously be working and I know for sure that I'm going to struggle to stop and watch it, and it is stressful and all of that stuff. So I'm just going to leave it alone, do its thing. If I was wrong, it's going to weak me out. If I was right, it's going to weak me out positively and you know, increase the balance. And let's say once we are consistent with this, we can then assess if we can actually start watching and go down to 1-to-2, 1-to-3. If not, I'm happy to just carry on the way it is and keep learning from it. Keep learning until we can place a much bigger bet. And hopefully too, as we go and create an edge, I can actually start believing in myself a little bit more, and I can start putting money in the account and actually grow the account from my side as well. A little bit of cash injection and then the trade injection, and in between the two start to see more reward. Now the hardest thing to do is grow this small account to a big account. So yes, we might be taking some riskier trades, but I can only do them with more practice and understanding more about the market. So just bear with me. You will see some results. I'm sure I'm going to be able to see this happen in the next month or so. But that's where NZD USD is at. Daily is, the daily is also red color. The candle is red. We're going down. Let me just check 4 hourly. 4 hourly is also red. Weekly is also blue. Now weekly being blue suck. Really suck. I hate this. But that is what it is. This candle has basically just closed. It's done a retest. Now tomorrow morning when the market starts, it's going to start right here with a beautiful red candle rejecting that EMA. So it is possible, very, very, very possible, we're going to see a pullback. No, a deeper pullback, I should say. A deeper pullback to reject the EMA, and then we're going to see continuation all the way down to here, possibly forming this trend. If you look at this, every time it's come from the very top, it had this reaction about the same level, and then it carried on. I foresee that happening again, but only time will tell. If this does turn into be a good trade, I'll be really, really happy. And let's hope that tomorrow is not going to be a ginormous push. Now, the way I look at it, I think people already know what the market does, and it has become really hard to trade with the times, with the war and all that. So if there's a large number of trades placed just before market closes, sales or buys, when the market closes, they're not all placed. So when the market opens, I have seen it so many times, it will just have a ginormous push, either to the upside or to the downside, and then it's just going to suck itself back in and stay at the level where it needs to be, which I would call that a liquidity sweep, and that would suck if you were in the trade and you didn't exit, you hold it over the weekend and you went the wrong way away from you. So that could happen, and look, if that's what's happening, it is what it is. Whatever, we learn from it. I'm not gonna be able to do anything about it. Even if when the market opens fully, sometimes you can't even place an order for the first 30 minutes when this candle, the Sunday candle as such, is gonna close. But for me, that's what I'm gonna watch out for, NZD USD, and I'm gonna keep it in my watch list. I like it as a potential entry. Next is AUD JPY. Both AUD JPY daily and weekly align. Kind of looks very, very similar with NZD/USD from where it is at. All of them are rejecting the EMA, which is absolutely fantastic. I really, really, really like that, and I do want to take that trade. It's just one of those things. Again, we hope that the market is going to give us the opportunity to enter. I'm just going to quickly go through daily, see what daily looks like. So daily is blue and we are rejecting the EMA. So it's really, really likely that we're going to see a push, a deeper push. In saying that, this is the lowest we have been in a daily. Now, this is a while ago, of course. This was in April. I would say the new range is actually up here, but only time will tell. So this could potentially just reject that and have another push to the downside to here. It is very, very, very plausible, because you see, not one time we've been to this area of interest on below it in order to prove that it has actually held. Now, the way we are where we are here, if you're looking at the EMA is above the market. So we have shifted the structure below the EMA. So we are rejecting the EMA. I really like this. I really, really like this, because when you're rejecting the EMA and you are so close to it, you can do two things. One, just gibberish, just keep going on the EMA, consolidate further, or two, reject it and go further down, have the bigger push. And this has had a ginormous bullish push, ginormous run. So from that point of view, I know we're gonna still see a bullish push, and you can also see monthly is bullish. So monthly being bullish, of course, it makes sense that it's gonna go bullish, but it has got a pullback. So we are trading the pullback, which is absolutely fine. Remember, we are only trading 1-to-1. So if we're looking at daily and weekly, it is looking really, really cool. The thing with weekly, see, weekly right now is so high above the EMA. And if you remember, I said last week that the market wants to sit at about the EMA, that's the balance. And we are quite far from it, which means being so far from it, you would see an attraction to go down, and it's been for such a long time. It is possible that we will see that push now. Now, it may not go as low as that EMA, but as this is coming down, the EMA is going to climb up. So they might reach close to this area and have another rejection, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, looking at it, once that gets there, this is going to come down, and they're going to kind of join about this level. And then we can see the continuation, bullish continuation. But yeah, only time will tell, so we can't really do much. Oh, it's so hard to delete this shit. All right, cool. So we'll just keep this in the watch list as well. I absolutely think this is an amazing opportunity for next week. And if I can enter all these trades, 1, 2, 3, 4 trades already with $5, that would give us $5, $10, $15, $20. That would be great. And we're going to have 4 trades to break down and understand what went right and what went wrong. And then we can repeat. Next, NZD/CAD. NZD/CAD, both weekly and daily align, which is absolutely beautiful. The color of every candle on the lower time frame to the higher time frame is all blue, so we buying the shit out of it. We are rejecting the EMA, which is fantastic. It kind of shows me a flow. It's running on under all of the trades. We are now at the EMA. We're rejecting the EMA. It's the rejection has actually happened down here. So it is really, really, that's where the trade has already started, basically. Sorry, just down here. And what is my 4 hourly? Holy shit, 4 hours is pretty freaking low. Interesting. So what I would actually wait for here, I would wait for a break of structure of 4 hourly, because it is really, really high and it hasn't really given us a clear break on that. It is possible, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it. For me to take a trade, I wouldn't like that, but what I would like more is an area of interest that's shifted and it's valid at this time frame. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it is possible. It is possible. Possible. Control C, Control V. So we have got a valid area of interest right here, guys. I will take this down just so you can see, because not all of you can understand this. But I know I've gotten pretty good at reading this. I'm just going to quickly measure this, make sure it is valid. We would like this to be approximately about 27 to 30 pips, and this is 17.4, which means this is a very well respected area of interest. Now, why have I picked this area of interest? Because we have one touch, a reaction from the market there where these two highs are, and a reaction here. So that's 1, 2, 3 is here, 4 is here, 5 and 6. So that's 6 touches in a time of 5-6 months, almost 5.5 months. Yeah, so we'll just put the chart line on so you can see it. You see 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4, 5, 6. So this is a very respected area of interest, and I really like it. I'm just going to shoot over to weekly, see if weekly is also respected. So on weekly we have 1 touch, possibly, if I go back in time a little bit, 2 touch. Shit. Yeah, I'm going back way too far. 3 touch. Bah. Look, I don't think weekly is as respected, which is good. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. They don't all have to be respected. What matters is that daily is there. Now, daily is better than not having an area of interest. We'll just put these candles back on so we can see. So right now we are at this area of interest, and we are way above the EMA, which is a little bit scary from a point. But we have really, we have reached this trend line, and now we're having a push to the upside. It is pretty obvious to me that it's going to do that. Every time it has left this area of interest, it had a greater push. Let's just check that. So this is the time we left this area of interest, and it had a big push. We come all the way down, and now it's left it again, and it's expected to have another big push, which in turn too will be forming a double head on a double top market structure on this daily area of interest, and then we can potentially see the reversal. But yeah, for now I'm trading this on a long position at the break and retest of this area of interest, or possibly straight away if the market does just a bit more consolidation and we get another engulfing. I would say that is our signal to go. After all, this candle here had a big expansion and kind of swallowed most of the market here on the 4 hourly, which is great. So let's keep an eye on NZD CAD as well. Next one is AUD USD. AUD USD looks absolutely the same. The only difference here is that we are weekly and daily is bearish. Now every candle on all of the time frames is red, which means it's going down. Now that is pretty amazing because we are rejecting the EMA at the 4 hourly, and we're probably rejecting the EMA. Yeah, we're almost rejecting the EMA. We're kind of not, but we are below the EMA and pretty close to it. So on daily, I can't say we're looking bad at all. I can't say that. So we are trending down. The one thing that is a tiny little bit annoying to me is the fact that the lower time frame is actually bullish, the 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour, but they can change very fast without much reason. So even the 4 hourly is bullish, which almost kind of indicates, hey, we're changing, changing trend going up. But if we want to develop an edge, we need to be true to ourselves. And if I said trend is your friend, then the trend must be your friend. I need to trade like that. And this is a good trade. It had a pullback, and we are back at premium. So putting a sell, it really makes sense. I would say the fact that we are above this area of interest, it is a little bit annoying because we can kind of assume that we're broken above, we come back down to retest, and now we're going. But because of where the EMA is, I just don't see it. I think we are much better off with a continuation down because that bearish leg rather than having a reversal. But I could be very wrong. We'll see. Remember, tomorrow we're going to see a big push either up or down, depending on how the market has gone on Friday and Saturday morning, if we had too many candles, too many orders placed. Anyway, next on our list. So AUD USD, we'll keep it in the watch list. It does have potential. I love that. GBP USD, we may just have too many trades. I'm like, man, I'm so tired. I just want to go to bed. But it's important. Just do this. Just do this. I just need another half an hour. GBP USD, weekly is bullish, daily is bearish, 4 hours bullish. Not a tradable one for me. But the thing is, for certain, we are at the EMA. We are at the EMA, and overall, holy shit! Look how we are at the bottom. We're super at the bottom of weekly and daily. Now daily is bearish, son of a gun, and weekly is bullish. My assumption is that we have changed the trend. Even though daily doesn't align, daily is in a pullback, in a bullish pullback. But the fact that these candles here have got completely different colors, and they're not really aligned, it makes this a trade that I wouldn't be taking. And what this tells me, hey Ricky, you are at a good place, but you are consolidating. So we are consolidating further. So this, I'm gonna put a text here, because I think is going to be consolidating. GBP USD is currently going to consolidate further. So I'm just gonna leave this here so I can kind of look at it and understand what the heck I was looking at. Probably gonna write some stuff from now on, because every time I look at it, at all the trades, I can't really tell what the heck is happening. I have to constantly refresh my memory what I said on Friday and what I saw on Friday. So I think it's good to start typing some shit down. So we're gonna do nothing with GBP USD. We're just gonna keep an eye on it, see whether it's gonna consolidate or not. Euro USD, it's pretty much exactly the same. Now the only difference is this has almost done with the consolidation, which is great. You know, I like this. This does look a shit ton better than the other one. And let me just have another look. So if you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. So there's even more candles here. Yeah, what can I say? I have to wait for that. Now this one here, because of what it is, and because we have been trending down, we are in the middle of weekly. I really don't like this. Yes, daily and 4 hourly is aligned, which means we could potentially see a push, but it's just not in a place where I can trade it, to be honest. So yeah, we're not gonna waste our time with this, and I'm not gonna make this potential entry. Yes, it's gonna move for sure. It's gonna move, but it's just in the freaking middle. And daily and 4 hourly aligns, but it's a counter trend to weekly. Look, if this is gonna go, this is gonna come up. That's the only way it would go, in my opinion. But I would not risk a trade on this one. It just does not feel right to me. But we'll keep an eye on this and see what the heck is doing. Let me just put text. So we're gonna say I'm gonna say actually counter trade option, weekly bearish has power, trading will be riskier. Okay, cool. So we'll just keep an eye out. Monitoring required. Okay, we'll just leave that as a note, and we'll just keep an eye on it. Next one is GBP AUD. GBP AUD, of course, had a beautiful push, as we know. Weekly and daily is bullish. 4 hourly is bearish, which doesn't really matter to me. The best thing about that is that we are at the low. we are at a lower price, which means we could definitely place a long position, just like we have here. We can see this leg has been bullish for a very long time. If we're going to daily, we can see daily being in a place of uncertainty. Shit. Is this gonna go higher? So sorry, guys. So what it is now, it's above the EMA. Fuck. I'm looking at this and something is screaming that we want to be as high as here. We want to be as high as this. I do not know what that is, but I honestly believe it. So look, I am going to keep an eye on this as a bullish move. Do we have another area of interest? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we actually do. Control C, Control V. We actually do have, man. The problem is, so we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Very good. Okay, so we have a valid area of interest and we are rejecting the bloody thing down. Now, every time we've come up to it from below, see from below it held back, it came down, it rejected again, came down, it went right through it when it came from slightly lower, came up here, rejected, came down below, rejected, all the way down, and now it's at it, and it is rejecting. So, man, this one here is a very tricky one, far out. Because if you ask me, having a daily engulfing, I almost believe this is going to go down further, but because this candle has closed bullish, I just don't think it's going to do much. The only thing I can believe is going to happen is have a bigger push tomorrow with the Sunday candle closing all the way to touch the EMA. And that would put us in a much, much greater position, just close to where we have entered last week, in order to take a much better price for it. But look, we'll just keep an eye on it. Oh my god, so sorry. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. It's almost 12 a.m. Shit. Anyway, right now we're rejecting that, and that's an engulfing signal, so it may be a reversal, but there's no indication. Now the trend is your friend. I'm gonna trade with the trend. I'm gonna wait for it to give me that signal for bullish. So if anything, we want to go close to either this and reject and go back up, or break above this area of interest and retest to go up, or if no retest, at least a decent engulfing. So GBP AUD, just wait, do nada. I'm not gonna write nothing. GBP JPY. GBP JPY is definitely consolidating, bullish weekly, bearish daily, bullish 4 hourly. So kind of really suck what it is. I really hate it. I don't really hate it, but you see, we are at the top of weekly, which means the only trade that would really make sense is to go down. But I don't think it's gonna go down. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't look good. I'm gonna leave it alone. Just keep an eye out. I'm just gonna put a note here. Unclear. Unclear. Keep an eye out for it. Yeah, we just keep an eye out for it. We're not gonna do much. USD JPY. Now USD JPY, it has been going for quite some time. It has gone bullish. Now, do I believe that this has changed? This is the top and it's going down? I truly believe that. But because we are rejecting the bloody EMA from above, that's a problem. Because the EMA is pretty freaking respected usually. So having done what it has, I believe. Sorry. I believe it's gonna have another push to the upside. Rather than going down, but it is a good trade. It's a beautiful trade. weekly and daily is bearish. Now the other thing to mention, guys, the lower time frame is bearish. Then 4 hourly and daily. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 market time frames. That tells me that, hey, you've changed direction, you moron. So it's indicating that we're going down and going down, man, down. So because of that, I almost believe that we have reached the top of the range and we are going to go down. So yeah, I like the fact that we've reached this area of interest. Yeah, I really like that. I'm actually still holding this trade, I believe, on my real account. Oh no, sorry, not my real account, on my demo account, which does not matter anymore. USD JPY, yeah, I'm actually in and I'm minus $632. If I wasn't an asshole, and I keep an eye on this on Thursday, sorry. See, this went back all the way into green. I would have probably been in profit like $100. But because I was a penis and I was working like an asshole and I didn't check the trades, I lost the opportunity to exit in a positive balance. Because this trade, I entered 2 markets, so I have not got a stop loss. And this could cost me the whole account, yes. Are we going to learn from it? Yes. You know, I risk too much. That's the bottom line. But this trade, it is a beautiful trade. We are sitting right at the top of weekly. So weekly is bullish. If I go back to daily quickly, I can see daily leg is bearish. So it's right freaking there with the beautiful engulfing. It's like I could not ask for a better setup. And we are now coming down to, we basically not holding above that area of interest. We're coming down, we're retesting the resistance and hopefully going down. So I believe we're gonna potentially see a big push down. So fingers crossed, we'll watch it. Just, we need to be patient. Patience, let me just put a note. Watch closely. Potential bearish move. Potential bearish move. Excellent, okay. Euro AUD. Euro AUD, oops. Oh, come on, bro. The front door. Euro AUD. So Euro AUD, we are sitting freaking very high up on weekly. So this candle is going to close tomorrow morning. So the market is going to be much higher, which is beautiful, beautiful, because what you normally see at this point, we broke above this area of interest. We're going to come down. We are freaking miles away from the EMA. So there's only one thing to do, and that's balance out. We had this big bearish push. Now we want to go and touch that freaking EMA, and we'll probably touch that EMA roughly about this area of interest. So this has a ginormous push available. Huge. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm like, man. Well, also at weekly, we had this beautiful engulfing with such a rejection of this area of interest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejections and then engulfing. So it's definitely, I want to take this trade. Euro AUD. The only problem I have, of course, is we need to wait for Monday candle to close for over the weekend, the order that's been placed. Looking at daily has also got an engulfing pullback. Yeah, pullback. A bearish engulfing pullback. Now that candle that's right next to it, that closed like poxy, so little. It probably means nothing. But it is possible. It is possible to see the next candle push even further down to reach this area of interest and this same level with these market candles there, and then to have the push to the upside. So our job is to wait and watch it. So let's put a note here. Just watch. For now, huge potential. Huge potential. Okay, we'll just leave that as it is. Next on my list is not really on my list, but I've heard that SpaceX has finally launched and open to public. So I've added this here to have a look at it, and look at that beautiful freaking candle. Oh my god. So that's the actual market candle that the market has literally just opened, and it started at $174, or actually started here. That's the point where it started, I believe, at 172, had the push to 174, and then came all the way down to 157, and now it's pumping up at 161. So I think I can't trade this, of course, and I don't even know how the fuck to buy these and put a trade and shit. But one thing is for certain, this is going to have a lot of potential going up. So I'm going to keep watching the news and understand what the heck is going on with it. Anyway, watch list. That's that watch list. Do we have any other pairs here? It's one pair missing. Which one is 1, 2, 3, 4 reds? 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's it. The reds. So it's the last red. Is this one? USD CAD. What's happening with USD CAD? Oh my god! Look at this, man. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful setup. Everything is blue. Everything is freaking blue. Look at me. I was waiting to put a sell here. Reject from there. My god, Ricky. I couldn't be further away from the truth. So what we thought is that we're ranging, but this clearly broke above right now, so nobody gave a fuck. We broke above. So yes, the trade started here, but we broke above, so we want to keep going up. Everything is bullish. So we're going to the 4 hourly and we calculate. Now we want to come back down to this area of interest in order to put a good decent sell, which is going to make 4 hourly bearish, which doesn't really matter, but also very possible and plausible that this is the engulfing signal that we wanted. There's another one here and another one here, and many signals, but not seen a push. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. And we're just going to watch, guys. We're going to watch. It's possible that we're going to do a bit of gibberish, a bit of consolidation just to reach this EMA at this area of interest before we're going up. So the keyword is patience. Patience. Wait for it to show its move. And then we enter. Alright, so that's kind of it. We have these trades here too, which are pretty much the same. Let me see what we have. NZD USD, NZD CAD, NZD USD, NZD CAD. Okay, so it's only NZD USD, NZD CAD, just this one. That's the only one that we have here. Everything else is not. Yeah, this is in the middle of weekly. We leave this alone. NZD CHF, middle of weekly, leave it alone. GBP NZD. This is good. This is at the top of weekly, but it's bullish. Lower time frame, yeah, nothing. We're just gonna keep an eye on these ones, guys. So these are marked as Alex, but the reality is that's Athena. So these trades have been highlighted by Athena, which by the way belongs to Alex, as in we purchased the license for 6 months. It's saying that we're going to see a big push to the downside. So we'll just see it. I do not know. It's still a lot of color here. But it is possible that we're going to see a push to the downside. Now, being what we are, I don't know. It almost feels wrong to go down. But we'll keep an eye on it. AUD USD. Bearish. Yeah, this is saying that's going to go down. Look, we have enough options right now. I think we're just going to keep an eye on these ones. And that's part of both lists. Yeah, same with this. And same with this. We'll just keep an eye on it, guys, and see what they're doing. But we're going to focus on our potential entries. And after that, we can hopefully make some money this week, because it's been a long time. But anyway, that's my breakdown for the week. I know there are a few too many pairs. What I might do tomorrow is just kind of go through them with a fine toothpick after the market has its first move, and just select a few that would potentially give us at least 1 or 2 entries for the week, and then we can learn from those. But for now, guys, thank you so much. Just remember, very important to stay put and keep studying. So the videos that I do, you know, I have to learn from somewhere. So I'm looking on YouTube and I find videos, interesting videos, and I look, but I try to keep them with the same strategy. I don't want to watch all the other bullshit, but I'm mostly watching Alex's shit. He's really, to me, genuine, and he's kind of explaining it clearly. But yeah, look, it's important to keep the grinding, because if you don't, you're gonna fall behind. And I was in a place just before last week that the market was not doing much. I thought it's ranging and that's it, but it wasn't really ranging, and I wasn't respecting the trend. I wasn't paying attention to it, so I was humbled pretty quickly, because it is important. Trend is really really important, and you would see the market moving more with the trend than opposite. So yeah, I think it's better opportunities if you trade with the trend. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for having the patience. And honestly, remember, I'm doing this for myself, number one, but then for you too. You know, you're not necessarily gonna find this video just yet interesting, but you will find it interesting in 6 months. So in 6 months, when you're gonna see the outcome, the fruit of my hard grind, hopefully you will be like, okay, so I understand what happened now. You will be able to go back and say, okay, let's see where he's started actually making some real progress. And what we can actually achieve by that is, you could potentially have a look at where I started becoming profitable. What's the lessons that I've learned at that point, and what's the strategy I'm applying, because I'm going to be taking these trades no matter what anyway. And eventually, in 6 months of trading, there will be some lessons that we're going to learn. Right now, I don't fucking know. But once we get there, we're going to understand together. And I'm going to understand, all of the ins and the outs. But see, just 1 week gone by and we made 3 big breakthroughs. And I think that's important. If I can keep having a breakthrough, would be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, hopefully we can help each other. So if it's something that you watch and you have questions about, just ask me the question, and just anything it is, or maybe tell me, hey, this is what you want to watch out for, or watch this, watch that, whatever it is. I'm happy to look at it and happy to understand what the different view is, because at the end of the day, I want to build an edge. Building an edge with just my knowledge is really really hard. Building an edge from 5-10 traders that have been already successful, it's much more productive and better positioned. But anyway, guys, I keep freaking talking. I'll leave you with it. Have a lovely evening, and I'm gonna go get this video uploaded, and we go from there. Just one last thing, remember, I do not edit the videos. They go raw. It's my journal, it's raw. I don't think I'm gonna ever change this, even in the future when I'm gonna be successful, if you want to say. And yeah, it's just to show the reality. I do not want to fake shit. I just want to show you guys what the process, the emotions, the learnings, how I speak, how I act, how I'm looking at the market. There's no point being all like, hey, yeah, look at this, yeah, this is. No, this is raw shit, for you guys to see. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a lovely evening and a good week. See ya.